Well, up next is the Assemblage Project. So for this project, you're going to be combining a lot of different pictures together to create almost a mosaic of a scene. So on the examples, you saw some artworks by David Hockney. He is a photographer who's done quite a lot of this in the past. And I've got a couple examples here that I'll show you. I've got like version 1.0 and version 2.0. So here is an assemblage. This one's made out of about 40 different pictures of my backyard. And you can see I've got kind of layered pictures that I'd taken, lots of different ones that are showing the scene. And there's some that are up close, some that are far away, and I've kind of layered them in on top of each other like a puzzle. Here's another approach. This is version 2. So rather than having the pictures kind of go all the way to the edge of the frame, I kind of angled them and I used a black backdrop, and I've got some negative space going on around the outside of the artwork. So it's going to be up to you as to how you want it to look. I'm not asking that you do 40 pictures, just looking for 10, and you'll be using Pixlr to put them together rather than Photoshop, which is what I used for these examples. So let's get right into Pixlr. Pretending that you have already taken your pictures, let's click on the Advanced Photo Editor, and we're going to start by creating a new artwork, and we want to make one that is really large. So the maximum size that you can do is 4,000, well, roughly about 4,100 for the width and the height. So I'd like you to choose a size that's above 2,000 by 2,000, or even larger. The larger you go, the more time it can take sometimes, depending on your internet speed to make this happen. But we'll just start with that. So if you'd like to have a background that's a certain color behind your artwork, you could choose right now to do that, or you could add it in later. So I'm just going to add a fill behind, and I'm going to have black behind my artwork. So that's how I did that. I just hit the paint bucket tool here, and I had black as the top color. You can click on the color to change it right there if you'd like, and choose whatever color you'd like, or just go for a standard black or white or even gray. Alright, next up we're going to bring in our first picture. So you can decide how you want to go with that. Here's all the pictures that I've got. And I'm just going to start kind of at the top of some of the trees and work my way down. So I'm going to add to current every time I bring in a new picture. And this is a really large picture, so I'm going to go out as far as I can. And I'm going to just take an edge, and I'm going to rotate it however I want. I'm just going to put it into place. I can rearrange my layers, or I can even make some of them see-through if I want after I get them in place. Then I'll bring my next picture in, add to current, and same kind of situation here. Bring it to make it a little bit smaller. This one I feel like rotating a little bit as well, and I'm going to put it into a place. So kind of the style for this type of art is you're going to see some lines between the pictures. You're not going to have like a seamless montage here where you're doing like a panorama where you don't see the edges of the pictures that are combined together. That's just kind of the style that you go with. So I'll keep adding in your layers and rotate them around however you'd like and bring them into place. So I'll catch back up with you here in just a moment after I've had some time to get some more of my layers put in place here. Alright, so I've started to bring in some more of my layers here, and I want to talk a little bit about how you're deciding what layer order you want to have and how you want things to look. So for example, I have this picture that I just brought in that is of a birdhouse that's on one of the trees, and I'd like that to be visible in my artwork. So I'm going to take that layer with the birdhouse and I'm going to drag it above the other pictures, and I'm going to make a decision about where I'd like it to be. So I think I want it just below this top image here. I can change its size, I can rotate it to get it into place. I decided my main focus for this one is going to be this larger tree that's just kind of going right up into those pines at the top here. So I may even crop my artwork down in to just kind of focus on this area of the frame. So if you're wanting to move around a particular layer, you'll see as I hover over some of these layers, it'll have a red box that pops over it. So I could easily click on that layer to change its size or rotate it however I want. There we go. And it actually will then select that layer within the layers palette here too. So let's say that I wanted to duplicate a layer even. I could hover on here. Gotta move this video of myself out of the way. And see, I might have to hit this little 3 dot here. Duplicate layer right there. Okay, so then I could have 2 of that layer if I wanted to kind of change how things look. So I'm going to bring that one down below the original one, but that'll give me a little bit more pine look up in this area of the frame. So as you're working with your layers, you can do some things like changing the opacity, so making some see-through. If you wanted to do that, you click on the 3 dot for the layer, and you can make it more see-through or less see-through right here. You could change the blending mode if you wanted to change how that affects the photos below. I kind of like it just like that for right now, but maybe I'll affect things a little bit differently after I get some more of the pictures in here. In the end though, I think my design is going to be more of a kind of a taller picture, so I might even crop off a few of the edges over on this side for my artwork. Though that's how you use the crop tool. You can hit it right there, and you can take an edge and you can bring it in however you want, and you click apply after you're happy with how the crop looks. Okay, so in the end, after you're totally done with your assemblage, you're gonna save it down. So go to File, Save, and then choose JPEG. If you want to change its name, you can, but then click Download, and that'll be your finished assemblage. Remember, some things you can do to kind of affect how the photo looks is decide, where the arrangement of pictures are, what's on top, what's below, and you can even affect like the editing on each picture layer if you wanted to make it brighter or darker, or change its color. Maybe even switch the whole thing to black and white and see how that looks. But again, it's all about almost creating a puzzle out of these pictures that you've taken that you wanted to combine together.